State officials gave lawmakers an update on a new strain of the bird flu. State agriculture leaders say they're trying to figure out how the virus is spreading through dairy and poultry farms. News 10 state capitol correspondent Zachariah Wheaton tells us what the outbreak could mean for Michigan's economy.
Pathogenic avian influenza, otherwise known as bird flu, is typically found in, you guessed it, birds. But a new strain was found in Michigan dairy cows back in April, and since then, 11 other states have identified cases of disease in their cattle. The director of Michigan's Department of Agriculture and Rural Development says they are working with federal officials to both test and treat farmers and livestock, but says there is still a lot that they don't know.
There's still so much we don't know. We need to operate under the auspice that every farm is positive.
Bird flu can be spread between herds, but Michigan state veterinarian pointed out that some affected farms weren't accepting cattle at the time of their outbreak, which has put the state's focus on the virus possibly being spread through farms sharing workers or equipment.
There's not been the proverbial smoking gun been able to be detected for any of these farms.
State officials say the economic impact this outbreak could have on the state is also unclear. Dairy is the largest sector of Michigan's agriculture industry, amounting to almost $16 billion a year for the state, while poultry brings in $8.5 billion a year.
Outcomes that cattle have immediately, obviously, are the decrease in milk production, they're off feed, and some don't come back to the former level of production that they were at. Some then end up being culled because of that.
The Michigan Allied Poultry Industry sent a letter to lawmakers criticizing how the state has handled the virus. Of the 87 herds that have been infected in 12 total states, nearly 30% of the cases are here in Michigan. In their letter to lawmakers, they asked the state to place a quarantine on an affected dairy herd for 30 days and limit the movement of animals and products at farms.
We're working with dairy to prioritize work of going after the most important things first. And understanding as we learn more on this every day, we're going to continue to get better at it, and we'll have further guidance and recommendations around these sorts of things.
Director Boring says they have been stepping up their efforts, coming up with new biosecurity measures that would create record keeping, designate a secure area on a farm, and establish best cleaning and disinfection practices, all in hopes of curbing the spread of bird flu here in Michigan. Reporting in Lansing, I'm Zachariah Wheaton, News 10.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says 2 human cases of the bird flu have been identified here in Michigan. Both cases involve farm workers with direct exposure to infected cows.